Hello there. Today I am here to talk to you about some questions that I have wrestled with in the past. My name is Cristuma. Have you ever heard of characters like Abraham and Moses, or stories like the Exodus with the splitting of the Red Sea? Have you ever heard of characters like Samson and Solomon, or yet Jesus, Yeshua, as his own people used to call him? Have you ever wondered why the Bible is still the most published books of all time? Have you ever wondered how come there are governments framed by the Bible and still people live by it? How come there's still people to this day literally dying for having a Bible on their hands? But first things first, the Bible is not a book. The Bible is a library composed of 66 books written throughout a span of time of 5,000 years with 44 different authors from diverse cultures, backgrounds, and languages. One thing that those authors have in common is that they do not contradict themselves at any time about the character of God. Those authors expose their lives and sorted the mistakes that they did with one aim: to teach people like you and I. I want to share with you the things that I have learned. 15 years ago, I took the challenge of learning about those characters and learning about the Bible. But I couldn't understand it. But I was determined to learn. And I am excited to help you learn and read the Bible for yourself too. First of all, let's talk about the different kinds of writing styles there is in the Bible. Because according to different writing styles, we're going to read in different ways. Well, so the Bible is divided into 5 different writing styles: narrative, poetry, prophecy, epistles or letters, and apocalyptic. We're going to start with a narrative first. Why? Because the first book of the Bible, Genesis, is an ancient Hebrew narrative. And it is so, it's important for us to understand a couple things about it. An ancient Hebrew narrative, it is a narrative that will talk about only the people, the characters that are present on that story. Not everybody that was there, but only the ones that the story is about. Another thing that's very important to understand is that an ancient Hebrew narrative style of writing is a style that narrates, but it doesn't condone behaviors of the authors and of the people that is being talked about it. Another thing that is important to know, the books of poetry. And the books of poetry are very lovely, as you probably can imagine. Who doesn't like poetry? And books such as the Psalms, the Proverbs, books such as the Song of Solomon gives a frame to matters of the heart. And most important, it gives us an idea of the heart of God towards you. Another book, the style of writing, is different books of prophecy. And the books of prophecy have a mathematical background in it. The prophecies are written in such a way that they are either for the time that they were written or the recent future for the Israelites, for the church age, which is the ages, the times after Christ has born, or for the end of times. Now, the very interesting thing about it is that sometimes a prophecy that it has a time frame and archaeological evidences that no one can argue with, works not only for the time of the Israelites, but also for the time of the church age and for the end of times, all in one prophecy. Books that are prophetic is such as the book of Isaiah, or some of the small prophets, because their books are small, that's why they're called small prophets, like Habakkuk or Malachi. Then we study the books that are about letters, epistles, as a fancy name for letters, all written in the New Testament after Christ has born, most of them written by Paul to different churches that he planted in the world, in the Asian world at that time, to the Romans, churches in Greece, churches in Turkey, and churches in different parts of the Middle East. Those letters were written to encourage them, to teach them, and to correct them. Then we have the final style of writing, that's the apocalyptic writing. There is only one book, Revelation. And it's named Revelation because it is the revelation of Christ to his church, which is everybody that believes in Jesus. It is not meant to be a book that's exotic and a book that is so complicated that we don't touch it, but it's meant to be understood. And it's a book that talks about the victory of Christ over evil. It talks about a new heaven and a new earth. So with that, let's start from the beginning, from Genesis. Genesis means literally beginning, orange, and in Hebrew means Bereshit. So it's a book of beginning, a beginning of relationship between God and his creation, between God and humans, but also between the relationship between one human and another human. Aren't those things that we're worried about? Genesis is a book that will answer questions like, where do we come from? Where are we going? Why they're suffering?